What's up, y'all? It's Truth Tiger, and today I'm going to talk about people, and most people are a waste of your time. Most people are not going to respect your time, respect your energy. Most people are trying to get things out of you. Most people are wanting you to do the work, you to do more of the work to maintain the friendship or whatever it is. They're trying to get you to put out all this effort, you to get outside of yourself. Well, they do not put in the effort, and they sit back and they're not, not reaching out or anything like that. And on top of that, there's a lot of toxic people, a lot of fake people, a lot of manipulative people, a lot of people who are just very negative, very hateful, very problematic, and you especially don't want those people in your life. They will waste a lot more than your time. They will freaking waste your life force. But I'm not really even talking about people like that. I'm just talking about normal, everyday, regular people. And for the most part, interacting with that too much. I'm not saying don't be friendly. I'm not saying don't reach out. I'm not saying don't say hi to people. I'm not saying that at all, but just getting too wrapped up in these people and spending too much time around them, you'll end up wasting really a lot of your time. The thing about a lot of people is there's a contest to see who can reject who more, who can big time who more, who can ignore who more for longer on the text messages. With a lot of people, you're going to get in that kind of game, and you're just going to end up being spun around in a circle and wasting a bunch of your time. And so a lot of people also, they have the people they know, usually people who they are immediately around, their family or people they went to school with, or just people they happen to be in close proximity with. And they have this very herd cattle-like mentality where they really gather very tightly around those people, and they are very, very afraid of outsiders. And unless they see you as some sort of insider to their circle, they're going to view you with a lot of suspicion and try to keep you on the outside. Not only that, but a lot of them will have this thing where we have this little clique. We have our little clique and a little exclusive club, and we're not sure if you meet the qualifications to hang out with us and to get in, and they'll do that. And it's just some crap that's going to waste your time. And it's just like why even deal with that? Why even put any effort or attention on that, whatsoever? And you're gonna have to do all this stuff to earn their trust and show them you're cool and blah blah blah. And it's why I don't need to have to do that. I don't want to have to do that, and I'm not going to spend my time doing that to hang around a bunch of mediocre, average, weird people. Then there's going to be the people who are just riding your freaking nuts hard 24/7. I have people follow me around. I have people just suck up to me and stuff. I got those people. And man, those kind of people, they're just smothering you, jumping on your back. And some of those people, it's you get a text from them, they Snapchatted you, they Instagram messaged you, they Facebook messaged you, and it's just man, you can't catch a break. And with those people, it's you kind of feel bad rejecting them. You feel bad telling them to give you space. You feel bad telling them no. And they kind of know that, and they want to just freaking ride on your back like that. And with these people who are just riding on you hard, they'll really waste a lot of your time. And the thing is, it's they want to they just riding nuts. They're not really actually supportive of you. They're not really actually trying to help you. A lot of those people, they can switch it up and become very critical and judgmental and fake and weird. And those nut riding people, they got a weird agenda underneath. They got some stuff going on. I'm just gonna say that they got some weird stuff going on, and you do not want to entertain those people. And when you're around them, your guts are telling you there's something weird and off about these people. There's something strange about these people, and you don't want to deal with that. And then there's the people that it's just it's so hard to have a conversation with. There's some people that it's just having a conversation with them, it's pulling teeth. You're so how's it going? They, oh yeah, going good. You're you watch the game, how's the family? How you're trying to open up these topics of conversation. You're you're working hard just to get a flow going and just to even talk to this person. And it's don't waste your time with that. If someone does not click with you, you can't relate to them, they can't relate to you, whatever it is. I mean, I try to relate to people as best I can. I mean, I think a lot of people, they're just very in their own world, and if there's someone who is a little bit different from them or does not already know them, they have a very hard time with that. They have a very hard time getting to know people. So if that's the case, I'm not going to bend over backward and do the hokey pokey, and I'm throwing out all these topics of conversation, and I'm just trying so hard to like get something out of this person. Whatever, I'm going to move on. I don't need to waste my time with that. That's not my problem in the end of the day. Like, if they want to be approachable, be easy to talk to, cool. If not, then I'm not going to spend my time on it. And I'm not going to be judging them too hard on it. I mean, maybe they have good reasons for it, maybe not, I don't know. I mean, whatever, but I'm not going to get too sucked into it, and I'm just going to move on, like, for real. And the thing is like, a lot of people will go to social gatherings and parties and stuff and look for an excuse to leave, really. A lot of people will really do that. They'll look for an excuse to leave, excuse to cancel, and it's like, if you just want to go in and get out, you feel like you have this obligation, and you have to, you know, pop your head in and say hi to a few people, then leave or whatever. It's like, why are you showing up to some social event in the first place you don't even want to go to? A lot of people are like that. They're looking for an excuse to leave, an excuse to get out of there. And like with a lot of these social events, like people will just, they'll gather around with people they already know. They'll huddle up. They'll make a very tight circle to keep everybody out who they don't know. And they're in this tight circle of people they already know and they already talk to every day, and they don't want to talk to any new people. And it's like, what's the point if I'm just going to kick it around with the same old people? Or sometimes you're at a party and someone will call, oh, thank God you're here. I don't know anybody here. Thank God you're here. And then they'll cling to you or whatever. And it's just like, why am I doing this? And then there's people there who you don't like, you don't want to talk to, so you got to like avoid them. And it's just like, this is such like, I'm spending time and energy on this, and I'm getting back nothing from this. This is not fun. This is not enjoyable. This is just weird. If I want just to hang out with the people I already know, we can hang out together. I'm not just going to hang out and go to some new social event just to box out everybody else and just to not talk to anybody else, or just to be in this super tight clique. I don't want that. I don't like that. That makes me feel trapped. Really, I don't want to deal with it. And man, I remember like being a little kid, and you know, I'm with my mom at some social event, some religious thing, whatever. And I'm like, Mom, can we go now? And she's like, oh, I need to talk to Mrs. So-and-so. And, oh, how are the kids? How are this? How are that? Ba-da-da-da-da. You know, and just like, man, these people are just talking about nothing. They're talking about freaking nothing. It's just ridiculous. And it's just something I don't want to have to freaking... Like, I don't want to have to go to all these people and check the boxes and have these nothing conversations. Oh, how is the kid? Work is good. Family's good. Blah, 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 blah. It's just like, oh my God, I was just freaking bored to tears. And it's just a lot of times people, like, they go to these parties, they go to these social events, and they just want to go home. They just want to go home. They don't even want to be there. And that's a good segue for my next type of person to not waste your time on. You know, this is kind of the opposite of the people who want to leave the party. Well, it's kind of the same thing. It's kind of similar, but sometimes you'll meet somebody, be it a coworker or whatever, and it's like, you know, your friends, your buddies, you're this, you're that. You're really clicking, you're really getting along well, and then there are these plans on the weekend. And, you know, they try to make some plans on the weekend, whatever. You say, yeah, cool, let's hang out. And then, like, they cancel, like, every time. It's like you'll do this, like, and it's like, why are you blowing smoke up my butt, saying you want to chill with me on the weekend when you don't really want to do that? Like, if you don't want to do that, I don't care. Just don't like make all these weird plans and then cancel them. Like, I've had so many people do that. Oh, we're gonna go to this bar, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, cool. And then like on Saturday or Friday night, yeah, I gotta cancel, blah, blah, blah. It's like, why'd you make all these plans with me? You're just gonna cancel at the last second. Like, I'm just like, it's just like, it'll take up your life. Really, like all this stuff, like you'd be surprised how much of your time and energy is just being consumed by this stuff. There was a guy I knew who did that, invited me out on the weekend. And I showed up and he's like, yeah, no, come meet me at my place. We're gonna do all this stuff. We have, you know, he came with his whole plan for us to hang out. I'm like, cool, sounds like fun. And I show up and he's like, whoa, you actually showed up? I'm like, yeah, you invited me out to do this. Like, what? And it's honestly just, I don't have words to describe it. It's just ridiculousness. I get that sometimes people will cancel plans, but making plans with someone with the intention in the back of your mind to just cancel them, like, just be upfront and honest and just say, hey, like, this weekend, I get tired out, I get exhausted. Why don't I text you on Saturday, see how I'm feeling, and maybe we can do it. And it's like, play it by ear rather than making all these plans and then canceling them last second. And it's not going to get you anywhere. And I mean, the times in my life where I have been doing the worst is when I was hanging around the most people, going to parties, going to community events, hanging around these people, going over to so-and-so's house for dinner. Those were the times in life where I was doing the worst, when I was thrown into the collective like that. I'm telling y'all. And the thing is like, a lot of these people too, it's like, you can't show vulnerability. Like, really, like, I've known a lot of people where I can't show vulnerability or be real at all. And I have to, like, act all invincible. And they do this dumb invincible act. And if you show one little bit of vulnerability, one little bit of weakness, they'll just freaking jump on your back. They'll lose all respect for you. They'll think you're some coward or whatever. Like, really, I've had people like this where it's just like, all right, I guess I have to, like, pretend to be Superman around you all the time. And I just, with those kind of people that are just, they need to see you as this, like, shining idol or whatever, just don't. That's going to be a massive, massive waste of your time. That's just going to be a bunch of ridiculousness. And, they're going to get really disappointed and make distance and start making fun of you and start just being really weird. It's just like, all right, okay, whatever. And those kind of people, they don't got nothing going on. Those kind of people are 100% of the time, they're losers and they don't have stuff happening and they're weird and insecure and whatever. That's the weird thing. But, it's not people you can be genuine around. And then there's people that just want to get together and they want to complain and they want to talk about how hard it is. People want to, like, complain to me about their marriage, and I don't know their significant other or whatever. I do not know their husband or wife or whatever, and they're complaining to me about it. And I'm like, they're complaining to me about their kids sometimes, and it's like, they're just doing this stuff, and I don't know what your situation is. Like, I have no idea. I have no context. I have no reference. I mean, you ever go to a party and then someone just, like, corners you and they start talking to you about all the problems and stuff, and you're just like, whoa, what? Like, it's like that same kind of thing. It's like that same kind of vibe, and you're like, oh, man, what the heck? Jeez. And then there's people that will just talk. They'll just talk on forever, and you can't get a word in. And they'll talk over you, and it's like this, like, wrestling match and this battle, and it's like you got to be louder than them to even get a word in. And it's just like, man, like, it's just no consideration. It's just exhausting, and it's just not respectful, and it's just like, yo, what am I doing, like, hanging out with these fools where I got to, like, it's a fight. You got to, like, clap your hands loud in front of them and be like, hey, hey, to, like, get them to shut up for a sec so you could actually say something. And it's just like, dear God, and just so much of this stuff is a waste. And the thing is, most people, your average person, is on some kind of stuff like this. This kind of stuff that I've described in this video is very, very common. There are some people out there that are different, that are, like, normal and friendly, and that are not on this kind of vibe, but most people are on this kind of vibe. One more I want to cover is, like, people that want to guilt trip you. There's some kind of people you're going to meet, they're going to act like they're so nice and so friendly, and they want to help you, and you'll ask them to help you with something. They'll say yes. You'll be like, oh, thanks for helping me move. And they'll be like, oh, yeah, it's not a big deal. The doctor says I shouldn't, lift with my back, and I might mess my back up, but I'll help you out. It's fine. And I should really be back with my family or whatever, but it's okay. I only slept 6 hours last night, but it's fine. I can help. They'll start doing that, and they'll really make you feel guilty and weird. And it's just like, all right, I wish I would have hired somebody. I don't want to listen to all this. There's people that are going to hit you with guilt trips and just do all this freaking annoying stuff. And it's a drain. It's a drain, and these people are a drain, and they're a drain on your time, and they're just a drain on you and your destiny. Because if you're around all that all the time and you're just being distracted by it all the time, you're not going to take hold of your destiny. You're not going to become the person you need to be. It's not going to happen. You're going to just be spending your time going around in that rigmarole, hanging around with these just freaking bland, dull, mediocre people who don't really care about you, who aren't really trying to help you. And that's the thing, when you have a real problem and you actually really need help, you need someone to talk to, I'm telling you, if you know 20 of these people, one of them will stick around, if that. And it's like, whoa, once you had a problem, once you had an issue, once you really needed someone to talk to, they all bolt fast. And it's like, well, why were we hanging out and saying we're friends and all this stuff when y'all didn't even really care about me? For real. And finding people who actually care about you and who aren't just trying to use that as a guilt trip or a way to control you is pretty rare. It really is. It's like maybe 5 or 10% of people are actually like caring and normal and cool. I mean, good people exist. I'm not saying don't be friendly with people. I'm not saying don't meet new people. I'm not saying don't talk to new people. I'm not saying don't put yourself out there. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that for the most part, most of this stuff is just a waste of time. And it's not broadening your horizons at all. It's all about just like, you have this one person you know, or these few people you know, you just cling to them for dear life. That's what it is. That's what it is. You don't make new connections. You don't meet new people. You don't broaden your horizons. You just have this friend, a friend or two, or a couple friends, and you cling to them for dear life, and you all make a circle around each other, and you force other people on the outside out, and it's just like, what are we doing? What are we doing? What is going on? Like, all of that is a freaking big waste of time. And the thing is, it's not socially fulfilling. It's not socially fulfilling to do that. You know, if you want like social fulfillment or to feel connected to people, you're going to feel very weird and disconnected to people. You're not going to feel happy around all that. I'm telling you, you're not going to feel happiness. It's just like this weird, like, all the deer huddle together, you know, it's just like this weird kind of like herd mentality kind of thing, and they're scared of outsiders, and it's not a good vibe around this stuff, and it's just a big time waste for the most part. It really is. These people are, and a lot of them also, it's like you try to talk to them, and they're so like, a new person, outsider, someone I don't know, you know, and they act all weird. And then if there's someone, you're there, you're not even trying to talk to him, say hi. I had that where I was just tired out in the elevator with someone, and then he acts all weird and scared because I didn't talk to him in the elevator, and it's like, you can't win. You say hi, and then they're all awkward and weird. You don't say anything, and they're all awkward and weird, and either way, it's just you don't win. And I mean, I'm not trying to judge too much. I could be pretty socially awkward. I've had my moments where, you know, I had a tough time relating to people or whatever. I'm not going to judge this stuff too harsh. I'm just saying, like, in terms of actually claiming your life as your own, in terms of claiming your time as your own, and in terms of actually just like having happiness for real, you're going to be a lot happier just not freaking going around in this whole rigmarole. And one more thing I want to add, like, a lot of people are so like high and mighty. They think they're too good for you. They think they're so cool and so this and so that. And it's such a privilege and a gift for you to get to be around them, you know? It's just like, dude, whatever. Like, really. And all the people I've known like that are so exclusionary and they think they're in this cool club or whatever, I'm telling you, all the people I've known like that are clinically depressed. I'm not even kidding. Like, and I'm not judging them for being depressed or whatever. I've been depressed before, but like badly depressed, like having to take all these medications and stuff. Like, there's something seriously, like, psychologically wrong with them. I'm not even kidding. But yeah, there's a lot of people like that they're social climbers. And they think they're in this big, cool, exclusive club. I mean, I'm in the suburbs right now. It's a lot of freaking people like that are just freaking stuck up. They're freaking stuck up when they think they're too good for everybody. And they think they're too good for you. And the thing about those social climber people, when you're doing better than them, or the second you got something interesting going on that's like making you money or something, all of a sudden they want to be your friend. Oh, now what changed? Now, oh, hey, what's going on? Hey, I heard you're making some money. I heard you got something cool going on. Now I'm interested, you know. And it's like, yeah, fake. inauthentic. You know, they're just clout chasers. And that's what it is with a lot of these people. They're just fake. There's nothing real going on. They're not genuine. They don't have integrity. They don't have any integrity whatsoever. And it's just like, you're not getting the real them. You're not getting the real them at all. And one more thing I want to add also is, like, a lot of times people have weird friends, weird vibes, and you meet one person and they got some weird friend, and then before you know it, you got a whole crew of weirdos around you. Like, you got to be careful of that one too. And that's going to really take up your time and your effort. And it's like, before you know it, the room's got a weird vibe to it, and you don't want to get sucked into that either. So, yeah, I think I'm done ranting. I think I got it out. But yeah, most people are just a waste of your time. Don't bother with it. Don't put your energy or effort into it. Obviously, still be social, still be friendly, whatever. Don't be all like closed off or whatever. But the majority of these people, just don't put your time, attention, or focus on them. All right. Thank you all for watching. God bless. Much love. And I will see you all next time.